guys, it's Nicole from the British Show Jumper, and I am going for a quick walk with the dogs over lunch, so I thought I'd bring you a little video on thinking about jump size, because it used to be that I would look at sort of a 1 meter fence and I'd be thinking, oh, that's quite hard work, and now I look at a 120 and it doesn't scare me. And I never thought I would say that. Like, if you told me that before, that I'd be looking at jumps of 120 and they weren't that scary, perhaps it's because I'm not doing any big oxes yet that are like a meter wide as well. But it all comes down to your trust and your relationship with the horse and how you have structured and built your confidence. Now, if you don't do it in the right way, then of course you're going to scare yourself. And the problem is as the fences go up, the horse doesn't have a chance to correct. So for example, if you come into a 120, the other day I came into one with a poor striding, there was nothing that she could do. Like, she couldn't just limp over it like she could have done if it was like a 1 meter. So what's really, really important is to start thinking about how you are setting yourself up for success. Don't set yourself up for failure. Often I will go and just practice doing sort of some canter work and then going over a small fence, making sure that I'm getting the striding perfect every single time. What I was thinking when I was riding the other day is that I don't respect the fences when they're small, and I was thinking it was her. I kept saying, oh yeah, it's just her, she just doesn't pay attention. What I realised, it was nothing to do with her, and it was all about me. It was all about the fact that as I came into that fence, I was like, if I mess this up, I'm going to end up in a heap. And I noticed that I was sitting back, sitting deep in the saddle as I was approaching, and then getting the striding absolutely perfect. There was a couple that we kind of disagreed over, which ended up a little bit of an odd jump, and I got quite left behind. But the other thing is actually committing to something like a grid. Like a grid for her, she likes to take the long stride, which sometimes leaves her a little bit short in a grid. And so what I was getting her to do was really push forward through her canter and say, actually give me a little bit more. And once I put the fences up through that particular line, the grid worked much better, because I was looking at it thinking, well, if I don't cover that amount of ground, then I'm not going to make it over the next fence, and then I'm not going to make it over the next one. So it's really important that you're setting yourself up for winning, and it's not all about the size, but the size of the fence is just a perception. If you have got the horse in the right place, Oakley, oh, he's just rolled in fox poop, come here. Horrible Cocker Spaniels. He's looking very impressed with himself. Oakley. And anyway, I've lost my train of thought. We're talking about jumping and it not mattering the size. It's all about your perception. So if you look at it and you think, oh, that's a really big fence, when you were a kid, actually 2 foot was probably quite big for you, and that's changed now because you've got used to it. So I want to urge you to push yourself out of your comfort zone, as I always do. Don't do anything stupid. Don't just go and put up a massive fence that the horse can't do. Like, have some advice from your instructor, but also make sure that you are taking those steps to build your confidence in the right way, and making sure you just do that little bit more every single day to get you to your goal. Because 6 months ago, if you'd showed me that 120 fence, especially with Rio bucking me off half the time and rearing half the time, there's no way I would have believed that I could have done it. And what's amazing for you guys is you're going to really see my journey, because if you've seen any of my videos from how I was riding a year ago, I was awful. Like, I couldn't hold my seat, my leg was going all over the place, and I'm still not perfect now, but I want to show you that anybody can do it. Like, there's nothing special about me. I always say this because people, they get this idea that just because you are on a video and that people get to know me, because that's the weird thing about this, isn't it? You kind of get to know the person, they become not a friend, but you feel like you know them. And I want to show you, like, I'm just like everybody else, and the things that I'm implementing, I want you to implement so that you can improve as a rider and get more happiness, get a better relationship with your horse. Like Rio, I'm going to turn back because I've got to get back to work. Rio is a completely different horse. Like, I used to find her really challenging. I used to feel like I had no relationship with her whatsoever. I used to feel going into a fence, I definitely couldn't trust her to take me over. Whereas yesterday, she was taking me over a double, which I had to push her along a little bit because it felt like quite a long stride. Into then I just came off the double, did 3 strides, and then over a 120, and that's just something that I never would have believed that I could have done. So I want you to push yourself out of your comfort zone. You don't need to jump like that high. It's not about that. It's about you choosing something that you want to do, and then just, you know, setting your goals on it and following it and achieving it. All right guys, hope I haven't bored you. See you later. Bye.